Once you have a profitable trading strategy, the only thing that's going to stand in your way of consistent profitability is yourself. It's your own psychology. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to write out a comprehensive list of the most common things that stop traders from having consistent profitability despite having a profitable trading strategy. And I just want you to go through this list in this video and check off each of the ones you do and don't have, so you know where to put your energy and your focus on so that you can have consistent profitability. Now, the first reason is because a trader struggles with motivation and discipline. If you have a profitable strategy, but you aren't disciplined and motivated to wake up every morning and have some sort of a routine and a structure to be able to stick to that and execute on that, then you're not going to be able to have consistent profitability. So you need to make sure that you have high enough value on executing your trading plan flawlessly and high enough value on your trading by having a trading routine, having some trading goals, and having some targets you're reaching for in terms of the amount of capital you want to manage, and in terms of your dreams and goals as a trader. You want to get clear on what those are, and then you want to have some sort of a routine and a structure with high priority actions scheduled every day. For example, waking up at a certain time, doing some forecasting, planning, setting alerts, and then executing when those alerts go off. And you want to create that structure and that routine with a deep reason why and some goals there to ensure that you're motivated and disciplined. The second reason is because of that lack of structure. So once you have your goals and your focus and your deep reason why, and you know what high priority actions you want to focus on, you want to use some sort of a Google Calendar or some sort of a physical calendar or a checklist every day to make sure you have structure and organization so that you follow through with those action steps. Now, the next reason you're not profitable despite having a profitable strategy is because you haven't organized that profitable strategy into a mechanical trading plan. Now, if you think about it, if you want consistent profitability, you have to be consistent in the way you execute day to day in the markets. Meaning, when the market presents your criteria, you execute. And if it doesn't, you sit on your hands. So it's very important as a trader to take your trading edge and your strategy and break it down into its subcomponents and put it into a mechanical trading plan and then some form of a checklist so that you know exactly what you're doing that trading day. If the market presents your criteria, you enter. If it doesn't, you don't. And it becomes black and white. It becomes if this, then that. So you want to ensure that you have your strategy in a plan and then you disseminate that even further down into some form of a checklist. So you have a step-by-step guide in your trading. Now, if you need the exact trading plan template that I give to my six-figure traders, you can find it in the free Bulletproof Your Mindset 2.0 course. It's at the end of that course. So if you don't already have that, make sure you download it and use that template. It's a game changer. Now, the next reason why, despite having a trading strategy, you're not profitable is because of your mindset. And we're going to spend a little bit of time on this because there are so many components here that I want to bring to your awareness. And let's tackle them. Now, mindset, psychology, I use those two interchangeably, but let's plot out every single thing that can go wrong in your trading psychology. What I'm drawing here, you may have seen on some of my previous videos, is the Cartesian plane of your mind. It's an exemplification and an example of the emotions that you can experience in your brain, in your mind. Any emotion that a human can experience can be plotted on this graph. Now, the first one that will impact your trading despite having a profitable system is fear. This perception that at some time in the future, this negative thing is going to happen to you. This is the future, this is negative, this is positive, this is the past. So as a trader, if you don't learn to manage fear, guess what? The market may present an opportunity that aligns with your trading strategy, but you're not going to execute because you're scared of taking a loss. Or if you're sitting there patiently and this fear of missing out comes in, what happens if this trade goes on without me and everybody else in my community gets involved in it and I don't? That fear can drive you to taking trades that aren't quite ready yet, that aren't part of your plan. So we need to learn to manage fear. On top of that, we need to learn to manage greed. Fear's complementary opposite. Because if you don't learn to manage greed, then what's going to happen is you may be running some profit but you're not willing to take profit. You may be running unrealized profit, but you're not willing to realize those gains. And you try and take more than what the market's willing to give you on that particular trade, and you lose all of it. Or you may be sitting at your chart wanting something from the market that the market's not willing to give you, and you may force trades that aren't part of your plan. So fear and greed will take you away from your trading plan. So too, we can have these logged resentments of the past, these perceptions that this negative thing happened to me in the past, and what that's going to do is it's going to create your idea of what losing means to you in your mind. And you may have these logged resentments in previous sporting, or in schooling, or in previous relationships, or in previous jobs, or in previous investments and previous trades, where you've associated a lot of pain and negative towards losing. And that's your definition of losing in your mind. Losing is bad, I want to avoid it. But the truth is, as a trader, part of being a successful trader means you have to lose. Part of the probability model. Your edge means you're going to win sometimes, you're going to lose sometimes. So if you can't stomach losing, you can't stomach being a profitable trader. So if you don't learn to address these resentments, which are logged in the subconscious mind, by the way, and impact your decision making split seconds before you consciously are even aware of the decision you're making, if you don't learn to manage these resentments of the past, and you don't learn to redefine the way you see losing, then that's going to stop you from having consistent profitability. So too, you can have these logged infatuations, resentments complementary opposite, over winning. And maybe you have all these positive experiences in the past of winning in business, in investments, in relationships, whatever that means to you. And you may have these all logged in your mind, and you have this idea of winning that you have to seek after. And you can only be a winner. And guess what? If that's the mentality you go into trading with, you're setting yourself up for failure, because losing is part of the probability model as a trader. And if you're always attached to a win, the moment you get the inevitable loss, you're going to be extremely pained. That's going to throw you off your trading plan. Now, on top of that, we can also have this state of pride. And pride is this assumption that we are greater than or bigger than. It's a self-exaggerated state. And what happens when we're in this state of pride, this perception that in the past we've done more good than bad, and we're really puffed up and we feel really good about ourselves, we can also in that state feel invincible. And what we end up doing is we narcissistically project our ideas onto the market. I'm not spelling that correctly, but we narcissistically project our ideas onto the market. How many times as a trader have you gone off a winning streak, taken a few wins, felt really good about yourself, felt invincible, felt red hot, felt like you could do anything, and then you force this crappy idea into the market? You try and narcissistically take more from the market than what the market's willing to give you. Guess what happens? You end up deviating from your plan, you end up taking a series of losses, you end up getting humbled. So too, we can have this state of guilt and shame where we have all this logged guilt and shame of the past in our mind, where we felt like we've let others down in the past, and we just don't feel worthy of achieving our goals. We don't feel worthy of holding on to money or making money, and what ends up happening is we squander it. We altruistically try and save other people, or we minimize ourselves to other people's brands and marketing, and we put our money with their brand and marketing. So the moment money comes in, we don't feel worthy deep down of holding on to that. We go and spend it on someone else's product and service, thinking that's going to make us feel better about ourselves. So if we don't learn to address the guilt and shame, we're never going to be able to hold on to money. So the moment we make money, we're going to spend it, or we're going to squander it. We're going to try and save people because we don't feel worthy. This is also low self-worth. Okay? So, and this is exaggerated up here, exaggerated self-worth. So as a trader, we have to learn to manage all these emotions. These are the 8 emotions that any human being is going to experience in order to be able to stick to our strategy, in order to stick to our plan, in order to achieve consistent profitability. So too, there are deeper seated issues that human beings can experience, things like depression, things like suicidal thoughts, that impact your ability to be able to stick to your trading plan, that impact your ability to be able to go through life and have a fulfilling experience, because they change the lens in which you see the world and all your relationships, the way you view yourself, the way you view basic actions day to day. and it drains your energy. It makes you feel like you're not worthy of having things. So as a trader, and even generally speaking as a human being, you have to learn to manage your psychology, understand what's going on in your brain, and empower that part of your life. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to achieve what you want to achieve. It's very, very important. Now, the next thing here, this is more so focusing on yourself, although there's other tied into it. The next component here is managing the psychology of other people and the pressure of other people. And what are we going to say? Let's just say the pressure of others or the impact of others. And sometimes we have these challenges between in relationships with our spouse or with our parents or with mentors or with our friends that then impact our ability to trade. And if we don't know how to manage the way we view other people and social dynamics, that's going to affect our trading. An argument in your relationship, an argument with a friend, that's going to affect your ability to trade. And sometimes what happens is we attract criticism from people. We have criticism from close friends, we have criticism from family, and if we don't know how to manage that, it's going to affect our ability to trade. Many people give up on the trading journey because they can't handle that criticism, and they end up conforming back to the herd mentality, and they don't pursue their goals because they're so scared of what they think other people are going to think of them. And to me, that's a bit silly. So you need to learn to manage that and understand what's really going on in terms of another person's psychology and in your psychology to be able to attract that criticism. It's very important to understand. Now, the next thing you need to do as a trader is you need to learn how to manage loss and gain. Because what ends up happening is most amateur traders, they go on the boom and bust cycle. They have this mentality of when I win, I'm doing really, really good. And when I lose, something's wrong with me. And again, when I win, I'm doing well. When I lose, there's something wrong with me. And when I win, and they go on this boom and bust cycle of up and down, elation, depression, elation or happiness, depression, sadness. And they oscillate up and down. They're very volatile. But the best traders, professional traders, what I've observed is they're very balanced. They see losing and winning differently, and they're more centered, they're more balanced, they're less erratic side to side, they're more process-based. And what they've done is they've transcended the outcome. The outcome's out here. The outcome is you reacting. If you win, you're very happy. If you lose, you're very depressed. This is the outcome. Whereas the best traders, they're process-based. Irrespective of the outcome, irrespective of winning and losing, they're content and they're fulfilled because they've stuck to their process, their trading plan. It's a big mental shift that many traders need to learn to go through. The next thing is, as a trader, you need to learn to redefine the beliefs you experience. Because if you have certain beliefs about money, or if you have certain ideas that money is bad or it's evil, then the moment money comes into your pocket, you're not going to feel like you want to hold on to that. You're going to squander it. Maybe even subconsciously you'll get rid of it. Or if you have this idea that money is really good, then you're going to sacrifice your life pursuing money. And you're going to sacrifice all other areas of your life. So it's incredibly important as a trader that you see money for what it truly is. All money is an ability to go through your physical experience as a human being, have the things you want, and be able to exchange between different value systems. For example, if someone offers a very valuable service or product that you can't offer your product or service in fair exchange for, you have money there to be able to provide that in exchange for that product or service. So to label money good or bad is people projecting their own stuff onto money, as opposed to seeing money for what it truly is. It's neutral. It's this ability to transfer between different value systems. Now, the next thing here is you need to be able to build unshakable confidence. Unshakable confidence. And by the way, with this belief one, this may also be limiting beliefs and self-sabotage. You have to be able to redefine the way you see yourself in your previous experiences, otherwise you're going to be limited by those. Okay? And self-sabotage. Now, number 9, unshakable confidence. If we constantly compare ourselves to other people and we put them up on a pedestal and we think that they have something that we don't, what's going to happen is we're going to self-minimize. we self-minimize, we exaggerate another person in our mind. And in this state, we don't feel worthy of having what we want. And what ends up happening is we idolize this individual and we end up injecting into our life what they're doing, what they want, and we don't live congruently and authentically with what we want. We try and live according to that person we admire and we infatuate with. It kills our confidence, it kills our fulfillment. So it's incredibly important to know how to take these people off the pedestal, see them for who they truly are, see ourselves for who we truly are, and not be living in this state of lack of confidence. And one of the easiest ways to do this is to be clear on what it is you want based on your goals, based on your future, which is what we talked about at the start, and stop comparing yourself to other people. Understand that every individual has a different set of what they value in their life because they have a different set of voids that are driving these values. And every individual has a different way they see the world. Everybody has different goals. This individual is going off and pursuing their goals. I'm going off pursuing mine. There's no point comparing myself to them. I'm on my own unique journey and I'm going to go pursue that. The next thing here is you need to learn to redefine your standards. You know, so many people live throughout their whole life without ever holding themselves accountable to a high standard. Early in their life, they push themselves a little bit and they maybe find what their limit is in terms of what they think they're capable of, and they never test that again. And they never try and push themselves or redefine themselves physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever it may be in all 7 areas of life. And if you don't do that, you're going to live the life that you've set for yourself very early on. You're going to set a certain belief or a certain standard for your life, and you're never going to pursue that. For example, the way this manifests in your trading is you may create a ceiling for what you think, the amount of capital you think you're worthy of trading. And if you don't go off and redefine that and hold yourself accountable to trade more and more and make more and more from your trading, you're going to constantly be stuck at that level. So it's incredibly important to redefine yourself and to increase your standards. This is essential so that you can hold yourself accountable to higher standards and you can make more and more money from your trading. Now, the next reason why you will continue to stay unprofitable, never make any money as a trader despite having a profitable trading system, is because you put these goals of funding up on a pedestal. I see this constantly where traders are so infatuated with this idea of being a funded trader or having greater amounts of capital they're trading on, and they put it up on a pedestal. And by doing that, what they're doing is the same thing over here. They're telling themselves that this goal or this prop firm or this funded account, these numbers on the screen are better than me. They're above me. And what that does is it just minimizes the trader. It makes them feel like they don't have worth and they feel minimized. So as a trader, you have to learn to see through all that stuff and to take funding off the pedestal. And the easiest way to do that is to see the funding for what it is. The funding's a tool. It has some advantages. Yes, it helps you leverage, but it also has drawbacks as well. There are greater pressures and stresses that come with that. And if you can see the funding for what it is, and you can see the amount of work you've put in to develop yourself, and you've got a little bit of a track record, it's important to back yourself. And it's important to take these goals off the pedestal so that you can actually accomplish them. Now, the next reason why traders will fail despite having profitable strategies because they don't prioritize their money management. I see this often that traders make a lot of money from their trading and then they spend it or they squander it and then they end up behind because they have to pay taxes on that money. So it's incredibly important that any dollar that comes into your bank account is managed wisely. A portion of that goes into savings. At least 10% of that goes into savings. A portion of every dollar you make from your trading goes into taxes, whatever your tax rate is. And then a portion of that, after you've saved and after you've paid your taxes, you can ideally reinvest in yourself or reinvest in your education, is invested into yourself or your education or as a way to grow your business or your trading, more funded accounts, or your knowledge, coaching, courses, mentorship. And then after that, a portion of it's spent on expenses. But you know, so many people make money in, they have no self-worth, they're living in guilt, And then all of that goes into expenses, and they end up behind because now they have to pay tax on that income. So you need to structure your bank account and your money management wisely so that every dollar comes in, a portion goes to taxes, a portion goes to paying yourself at least 10%, ideally way more. A portion goes into investing in yourself and your knowledge base, in your trading and your business. And then after that, a portion then goes into expenses, your livelihood, your spending. Now, once you've built a cash cushion, you have cash in the bank, at least 6 months cash in the bank, you then want to take whatever spills above that and invest it into income producing assets. You continue to do this by investing in yourself, your education, but then here you're investing financially into income producing assets. Because as long as you're making money through your trading and working for that, you're working for the money you make. It's not until you put your money into income producing assets that pay you a dividend in passive income, which you reinvest for now, but then eventually that will grow, and then eventually that's what you use to cover your expenses. So that you don't have to work the rest of your life making money. You can eventually have your income producing assets pay you, so that way you can cut off the income source. You don't need to, but you can, and it's your income producing assets that cover your expenses. Okay? So if you don't have the proper money management, you're going to burn out. You're going to end up paying way more in taxes than what you have in the bank, and that's going to kill your trading career. So it's important to have proper money management. I have to stress that. It's very, very important. Now, the last thing here is it's important to pay attention to all areas of your life. As a trader, you have 7 areas to your life, and most traders forget this. Let's imagine this is a trader, you and me, okay? You have 7 areas to your life. You've got your business, your income. This may be a job. This may be from your trading. This may be through a different business. Or it may be all the above. Then, that's number 1. Then you have your wealth, which is your money management, which is what I just ran through. The way you manage the money you make, the income you make. Number 3, you've got your health and fitness. And number 4, you have your family and relationships. And then number 5, you have your mental faculties, your learning. And then number 6, you have your social leadership, the impact you want to make on planet Earth. And number 7 is your spiritual mission. For some people, this looks very different, vastly different. Some people are religious, which is fine. Some people are more spiritual than religious, but everybody has a desire to be fulfilled and feel fulfilled. So I think everybody has that mission they're on, whether it's religion or spirituality, or it's just your own mission, your own goals, whatever it may be. Anyway, any area that you leave disempowered, for example, if you don't manage your wealth wisely and you don't have cash in the bank, you're stressed, that's going to affect your trading. If you have poor health, that's going to affect your trading. If you have arguments in relationships, it's going to affect your trading. If your brain's all foggy, you're going to affect your trading. If you don't feel fulfilled, that's eventually going to affect your trading. I've seen this where people just don't feel fulfilled by their trading anymore, and they burn out. They feel like they're taking more than what they're giving. And some people just, again, don't feel fulfilled. It affects their trading. So any of the 7 areas you don't empower is going to affect your trading. Now, every time you work and grow in your trading, this can also help the other 7 areas of life. It can help you build more wealth. It can help you have better access to PTs and coaches and better food, whole foods, better gym memberships. It can help you provide more for your family, give greater education to your kids, take your partner on a nicer vacation, whatever they value. It helps you do that. It can help you stimulate your mind. It can help you build your mindset. It can help with your impact and your social leadership. It can help you be more fulfilled, invest in coaching, or spend, at least just have time away from a 9 to 5 to think about what your spiritual mission is. So what I'm trying to say here is that all of the 7 areas are interconnected. And as a trader, you have to pay attention to not only your trading, but also the other 7 areas of life. And this is really important. I encourage you all to set goals in the 7 areas of life. Although initially you may be concentrated in one or more of the 7 areas, I think it's important to focus eventually on all of them, because again, any of the areas you don't empower will affect your trading. But set goals in all areas, set high priority actions in all areas, For example, it may be as simple as waking up, forecasting, setting alerts for your trading, and maybe saving a portion of all your income, 10%, investing a portion of your savings after you have your cash buffer, and maybe going for a 20-minute walk to work on your health and fitness, and maybe avoiding alcohol and moderating other things. And maybe spending 30 minutes with your loved ones every day, maybe reading a book for 30 minutes, and maybe working on a social cause, and maybe doing gratitudes and meditations for 10 minutes. There, you've got high priority actions for all of the areas to at least pay attention to those. Okay? Some of you may go deeper. It's just an example. But once you have a profitable trading strategy, these are the reasons, I've given you 13, why you won't be profitable. Trading isn't only about having a profitable strategy. It's about mastering your psychology. It's about mastering yourself. It's about life mastery. Because really, the market's just a mirror. And any insecurities or any holes or gaps or weaknesses you have in your life, the market's just going to reflect those back onto you. So it's crucial that once you have a profitable strategy, you go through 13 of these steps and you master your trading psychology. Everything I teach on this YouTube channel, everything I teach in my programs is helping you master your life so that you can master your trading. It's as simple as that. But I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you drop a comment with your main takeaway. Make sure you like and subscribe. That is always nice to see. The videos get nice likes, they get comments, they get engagement. And please, if you found this useful, share it with a trader that you know will benefit from it. Thank you for watching to the end, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.